you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to The Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and welcome back to The Songwriter Show. I'm your humble host, Sarantos, a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words just mean so much to me, and that's why I love to host this show for you every single Tuesday evening. I believe in my heart that every song is a story. Tonight, I am so excited to have Carley Ridersleeve on the show. She's a New York-based singer, songwriter, and producer known for her captivating voice and masterful guitar skills. She's a self-taught multi-instrumentalist. She's been immersed in music since childhood. She's taught herself drums, piano, bass, and guitar. After gaining a significant following on YouTube, she's toured the U.S. performing at iconic venues like Rough Trade and Gramercy Theater.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. You got kind of a cool story. I guess the first thing I'm going to ask you is, are you still in New York?
I am, yeah.
Right.
I'm living right now, like kind of more out east on Long Island, and it's more of like a farm vibe, more farms and stuff. But I lived in the city for a while, so just switched it up.
We're not going to get into what's better, New York or Chicago. We won't talk about that. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in your career at the moment.
A lot, honestly. I have an EP that is not going to be out until the spring, but I'm wrapping up the production and the songwriting on the last few songs. It'll be a 6-song EP, and that's going to be my debut EP under this project. And then my partner, Morgan, and I, her album, Out of the Blue, I produced and wrote all of that with her. So that's an awesome thing that I got to work on in a bit of a different genre too, more of like a pop space. So I'm excited about that.
And obviously you guys didn't kill each other, right? Working together?
No, it honestly is pretty good, but there's been moments where it's tough, of course.
Yeah, that's like when you're with someone you love and all of a sudden you're at work together and all of a sudden it just changes the whole dynamic, right? You don't get any of that free time. You're with them 24/7.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing in a lot of ways, because having that like creative, collaborative work relationship just adds like even more to, your connection. But yeah, sometimes it's stressful. It's really hard to get that work-life balance perfect.
So tell us about how you got started singing, playing your guitar. When did that start for you?
So I started on the drums when I was, I think, 14, and that was kind of my first instrument that I learned. I think I was just attracted to it because I didn't have to sing. I was really shy growing up and like didn't even really want to talk. So singing felt really out of reach for me, even though I loved music. But then slowly I picked up other instruments like guitar and bass and piano and all of that stuff. And then lastly, I started singing because I had to kind of build up the confidence.
Yeah, and it's a different animal singing versus playing an instrument for sure.
Yeah, it's just like a vulnerable thing to like write lyrics, and like also just singing, like it feels like so exposing. I don't know how to describe it. Like I still struggle with it sometimes.
It took me a long time. I feel like at this point I can kind of get up and sing anywhere I wanted, but it took me a long time to get to this point. And even now, I'm almost a little envious of the superstars because they have like a chorus behind them, backing them up. They have everybody doing layers and thickening their vocals, and everything is auto-tuned, and most of it is not even live singing. But we're not like that. If you're at a little dive bar and you have bad acoustics or you're getting feedback from the monitor, you just have to kind of deal with it.
Yeah, it's totally like a different process. And there's definitely like very difficult things about like, like a pop star show that are totally different than that. But I agree, like having to just sing in a room, a small room, or sometimes even sing without a mic. If I've done like stripped down shows like that, like it's intense.
Yeah, for sure. Tell us what your favorite instrument is, if you could pick one.
I would definitely say the guitar. Yeah, I just like love how I don't know, I love playing it. I don't even have a reason. I just think it's the best way to accompany a voice. So that's how I start most of my songs.
And how do you start your songwriting process?
I would say It's either with a guitar part and it kind of like starts with like the chords. I'm really like producing and arranging, and like I might even be more into that than singing and songwriting. Like I just love like building a world with instrumentals, but a lot of times I'll also just get an idea like a lyric, or I'll be just like walking around and have a little melody pop into my head to start a song. So it's kind of a little bit different every time.
When you look at your creative inspiration, is there one place or something that really always does it for you?
I would say that, like a lot of people, I think a lot of artists struggle with this. It's easier to write when you're, heartbroken or dealing with something like heavy like that. So I think that that's where it comes out. Like it'll just flow out of me really fast. But recently, because I've been in like a happier space, it's just a lot of reflecting and I don't know, almost doing like mental therapy and like figuring things out. And I'll put that into lyrics.
Yeah. How often do you write?
Honestly, every day. I'm writing something every day or like working and producing something. It's like takes up most of my day, probably.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you prefer producing at this point or writing, or what's your biggest passion at this point?
I think what I love, and this is why I'm having my own like project and doing a career for myself, is the combination of everything. I love even like the visual end and like taking like pictures and doing videos and like being creative in that way. So I think I love the combination, but if I had to really pick one, it would probably be producing, I guess.
One of the questions I like to ask a lot of guests on the show is about scams. Have you fallen for one? What can you warn us about so we can all try to protect each other?
I feel like my parents were so intense growing up about not falling for a scam. And I don't know why. I think like maybe when they were like young parents, they fell for like a minor scam. So I feel like I was on high alert all the time. So I haven't fallen for one myself, but like honestly, it's just about like double checking everything. Like I'm always researching on the internet and using that to my, I don't know, it helps to just have the internet to look things up and figure out if it's real or not. Doesn't take that long if you look into it.
And I think it's a huge advantage because you can literally put someone's name in and then scam or just something. And otherwise, how do you know?
I
I
know.
can't even imagine like years ago before the internet, you get like smooth talk by somebody that's going to be a publisher or, oh, hey, but give me some money up front and you just don't know any better.
Yeah, I feel like it had to have been so much scarier back in the day. But also, I think for people that are even just a little older than like 20s and 30s, if they're not as savvy with the internet, it's probably much easier to fall into that too.
Yeah, for sure. Tell us about a musical risk that you took that never paid off.
Hmm. I had like a phase. I wouldn't say it never paid off, but I definitely had a phase where when I was much younger, I think starting off with the drums, I was just into like a more rock grungier thing. And I think like instrumentally, I loved that, but singing over it didn't really work for me. But for a while I was like confused, like, oh, I love producing more rock leaning stuff, but my vocal won't fit because my voice is kind of soft. So I think that that is a risk that I took that I didn't end up sticking with, I guess.
Is there like a person that is the most surprising person to ever compliment your music or your vocals or your songs?
There's not anyone that I can think of off the top of my head, but I hope to add to that down the line.
All right. If you could put together a dream team for you and your partner, what would it be in terms of band manager, just, any shout outs or any one that you want to kind of talk about?
Yeah, let me think about this for a sec. I mean, I, like everyone, think that like Jack Antonoff is just able to get something out of singer-songwriters, like a really honest take. So I think that it would be cool to just like get in a room with him and just experience that. And in terms of band and players, I don't have anyone super specific, but I'd love to eventually, because right now I'm playing all the instruments myself with Morgan. And I'd love to like be able to produce, but have amazing players that were like so proficient at their instruments and kind of like direct them and produce in that way. So down the line, I would totally do that.
So tell us about the song we're going to hear. Any words of wisdom about it? What inspired it? What made it go out into the world?
Yeah, so that was a song that I was trying to hit that kind of tone for a while because I had definitely had a couple experiences in my life, like one of them was a romantic relationship, and another one was a past manager. And then there's also someone that Morgan and I are really close to that's also in a kind of abusive, narcissistic relationship. And I think that that song's just kind of combining all of those things that I've experienced and talking about it, and kind of like I would never wish harm upon someone, because I like to be as peaceful and loving as possible, but sometimes you're just hoping that karma will like bite someone, because the people that do horrible things and that say mean things and kind of operate with a bad attitude and a mean perspective, like, I don't know, sometimes I hope that the world can, I don't know, figure it out. So that's really where it came from.
Okay, tell you what, let's take a listen and we'll come back and talk some more, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, everybody, please check this out. So thank you so much for sharing that song with us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening.
You're welcome. So do you have like a favorite chord or key that you find yourself coming back to time and time again with your music?
Somewhere between like A and F sharp, I feel like I'm always in, but I don't know why. I think it just maybe sits in my vocal range the best. I don't know if Bad Things is in that though.
Okay. It's funny. I routinely do like every single key that I can. Probably about 3 years ago, I realized I do, the songs that I like, I kind of analyzed it. And I was like, wow, my voice does fit better and I do sound better in these several keys. So even though I still try to do every single key, at least I'm cognizant of the fact that I totally get that. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, that's so interesting that you do that. I try to also move around with the keys, especially on a body of work, because you don't want it all to sound exactly the same. But also, I think more importantly, like if your voice sounds good and like relatable and believable, that's probably the best thing. So if that's it in a couple of keys, that's okay.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So when you look at 2025, do you have something like a surprise coming for the fans later in the year that you want to maybe give us a little hint about?
I believe I'll be doing some sort of collaboration, maybe a song with Morgan. We've been like really wanting to do like two songs together, almost like how like a single back in the day would have an A and a B side. So I
Yeah.
think we're going to try to do that in the new year. But in case it doesn't happen, don't hold me to it.
Do you have a favorite 90s jam?
Like a movie or a TV show or
How about both? I was thinking like a song, but yeah.
oh, songs? I mean, that's basically the only time period I listen to. Not the only one, but it's one of my favorites. I love Jeff Buckley. That's like a huge influence of mine. A lot of like the early Radiohead albums. Definitely, there was a lot of great kind of like more singer-songwriters at that time too. So I would probably, the first one that's coming to my mind is Jeff Buckley. So I'll just stick with that.
If you could have lunch or dinner with a famous songwriter, living or dead, who would it be and what would you ask them?
I think recently I've just been really admiring Joni Mitchell's lyrics and just how much they put you in her head and her world. So I think at this point in time, I'd probably say her just to like pick her brain about how she gets to that place lyrically.
If there was a tattoo that could represent your music, what would it be and why?
Oh, that is such a cool question.
I
I would
try. I sit up late at night thinking about cool questions.
yeah, no, that is really cool. I would probably say some sort of something with a wing, like maybe like a butterfly. I know that sounds really basic of me to say, but I really love them growing up and how gentle they are, but like complex in the wings. And I feel like that's reminds me of my music. I love making intricate parts with the instrumental, but I still like it to feel soft.
Yeah, I totally get that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to comfort food that is your guilty pleasure?
Yes, it is pesto pasta. That's my favorite.
I feel like you got to make a T-shirt, P squared or something like that.
Yeah.
Pesto pasta. You got to write a song. You got to write a song about that.
I know, that's really funny that it's two P's.
Has there ever been a song, pesto pasta? I don't think so.
I don't think so. It would be a first. So
Yeah, you should totally do that. That's a cool idea.
yeah.
What was your first job growing up?
My first job was at this Vanderbilt estate. It's like down the street from where my parents' house is, and I worked at the planetarium. So it was kind of cool. I really liked space growing up, so I was excited to work there when I was a teenager.
That's awesome. I still love space. That's a cool job.
Yeah, it was really cool. And it's just like being in there and like just looking up at the stars, like I don't know, it feels really cool. So I was glad I got to do that.
Yeah, and I think growing up, I lost track of how many times I went to the planetarium, the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago.
I've never
cool.
been to Chicago, so I'll have to check those out when I go.
Oh, absolutely. Chicago's a great city. Not just because we have great food. We got a lot of cool shit to do around here, so you definitely have to come.
Mm-hmm.
So where can our fans find your stuff, stream it, listen to it?
Everywhere. My name's Carley Ridersleeve, and it's spelt with an E, the Carley, and anywhere you listen to music, literally.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was fun to chat.
Yeah. So thank you again to all the fans out there for being a part of our show tonight. If you're an artist and you want to be on the show, just head over to songwritershow.com and fill out the interview request form. If you're a fan, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your precious time with the two of us tonight. I'm Sarantos, and I hope you'll join me every single Tuesday evening as we continue to uncover the inspiring journeys behind the music. Here's to creating, connecting, and letting our stories be heard. Until then, keep writing, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Songwriter Show on Reality Radio 101. Have a great night. I love you all.
I was running, never seemed to end, chasing shadows around every bend, wasting my soul, a race I couldn't win, couldn't stop or remember where I've been. driving down the highway, burning up the road, chasing every dream, never doing what I'm told. Had the pedal to the metal, man, I couldn't slow down. But the faster I was moving, the more I was losing ground. One day the phone rang, the news hit me hard. He was gone and it tore me apart. Couldn't run from the pain, no place to go. Life had broken my heart. I quit the chase and left the race. The day I stopped, I won the race. I found peace and sweet release. Yeah, it was over the day I stopped. I won. Now it's your turn. Faster you run, the more you're gonna get. Dancing with the devil, latest twisted games, no sweat. And you're searching for something, but you just don't know what. Try to fill the hole with money, but you're stuck. One day the phone will ring, the news hits you hard. They're gone, it'll tear you apart. Can't run from the pain, no place to go. Life has broken your heart. I quit the chase and left the race. The day I stopped, I won the race. I found peace and sweet release. Yeah, it was over the day I stopped. I won. Now we're sitting here playing this old piano. No more damn money, just sleeping to the moon. Chasing those shadows, just howling at the moon. We both made it, won't run, just stand no. Oh, yeah, we quit the chase. And left the race. The day we stopped, we won the race. We found peace and sweet release. Yeah, it was over the day we stopped. We won. Yeah, I stopped running. I stopped the fight. Now I'm living easy. Everything's alright. The day I stopped, I won. Oh yeah. The day I stopped, I won. I won.
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.